Mr. Asaki, preliminary, and it's supposed to be 5 minutes.
Mr. Ajema, thank you for having me. We would like to stay within where we can run and hide, but we will not go beyond what is in the law court. So as the present appeal, it is in the right direction. But Mr. Ajima, I would like you to give me more than 5 minutes, because I have seen that there is academia here, and there is our media, and there are international body also present here. I would want to take us through extensively and then show that we can all be informed some of the duties that we are talking about. President of GIFT, my senior comrade, I wouldn't have spoken, but because opportunity has given to me, I would want to add my voice too. Introduction of cargo tracking node, CTN system in Ghana. Cargo tracking node, CTN, also known as Bureau de Survey, Congressing BSC, or loading certificate, is an official marine document that contains information related to the cargo and aid movement between ports. This document is required to be submitted to the various shippers councils in various countries, and which we all, ladies and gentlemen, we all do know that the Ghana Shippers Authority tried to introduce ASHI in 2015, and the steering public, including my good self, rise against them. So why now? In general, the CTN number must be shown on all documentation related to the cargo ship. Under that note, the shipper and or forwarder should provide the certificate number to the ocean carrier. Ocean carrier means the vessel. Ocean carrier at the loading port, that is where originated the goods is coming from. Loading agent for inclusion in the manifest and bill of lading. This is, however, comes with additional paperwork, and we are told that in the second session we will be talking about paperless of the port. So to the students and to the academics, we are talking about additional paperwork. Time and cost of port of origin, which eventually will be transferred to the consignee. As the sales goes on, there is no free lunch anywhere. So we are talking about Ghana ranking from 120 to 114, and Kenya is running 61 in terms of doing business. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we are talking about. Why and when was CTN introduced? Ladies and gentlemen, following the September 11 attacks, as a means of improving the security agency, the security against terrorism around marine shipment, it is a supply chain security tool introduced to check the shipment of bomb-making materials entering into wrong hands. This is the reason why CTN came in other countries, and I'll tell you which of those countries, including African countries, that are doing that because of, in terms of bombs entering into wrong hands. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Custom Organization, for security reasons, introduced safe framework. World Custom, and Ghana Custom is a member to World Custom. We call them WCO. Introduced what we call safe framework of standards, which must be comprehensive than the CTN. With respect to the code, we are not prejudicing, but this is what it talks about. Fast forward, the entry into force of the WTO, we are talking about World Trade Organization here, the WTO Trade Facilitation Agreement, which Ghana is a signatory to, and has rectified in Parliament, and also a WTO in Geneva has put in place more impetus by addressing the issues to both security and facilitation of international trade in its Article 12. So go and look for World Trade Organization, Trade Facilitation, Article 12. Custom cooperation, which my very senior GIFT president raised it here for the purpose of academia. Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, the Section 1 of the Trade Facilitation Agreement is new tool. It's a new tool, of course, that has all the ingredients to address both perceived security and facilitation challenges to international trade as opposed to the CTN. CTN, as proposed in the current state, requires that the forwarder, you can call it an agent in the exporting country, the forwarder at originating country upload, and we all know what we call upload is, upload original or copy of export declaration submitted to custom authorities as requirement for importation. This, however, becomes inconsistent with the International Convention WTO TF agreement. TF means Trade Facilitation Agreement. It is inconsistent. In article, and I'm giving in article 10.2.3, you can go and look for it. The WTO TFA agreement, article 10.2.3, as quoted, a member shall not, let's underline the word factor, shall not, a member shall not require an original or copy of export declaration submitted to the custom authorities of the exporting member as a requirement for importation. This is what it says. And for your purpose, you can go and Google and you read and you find this thing in there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not just boring you. In stretching the issue, some may ask why the WTO did scoff the statement in 10.2.3 the way they did, and not rather a member shall require an original copy of export declaration submitted to the custom authorities of the exporting member as a requirement for importation. The WTO has made the right provision in Article 12 Custom Cooperation to address any issue in regards to custom compliance. They have made the provision for that. That's custom to custom cooperation, which my senior comrade from GIF has spoken this morning about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be quick to bring to notice to the policy makers that the proponent of CTN has argued that tool or system are being used in some African countries, but what they fail to state is that those countries are suffering from some security challenges of sort, and hence using the tool to counter any potential terrorism through shipment. Example about our Togo. We know what is happening, the uprising in Togo. We know of the Côte d'Ivoire, then we know of Dr. Congo. These are the African countries that we can find CTN in them, ladies and gentlemen. These countries deploy agents who inspect. So let's see. In these countries, they deploy agents, underline the word agents, who inspect and supervise the loading of containers and secure them with additional seal. So if Samson Asaki, my container is in China, Shanghai port is to come to Ghana, at the manufacturing company that I'm buying my goods from, or the warehouse that they are going to load my goods, these agents must be there present. See if there's mobile phones, it's mobile phones being loaded. They have a seal and they have their numbers. This is what it talks about. It's not saying I should upload, scan document, upload, and send it to somebody. That's how do you track if there's bomb, if there are guns, if there's whatever. You can judge it yourself. It says that, ladies and gentlemen, take it again. It says these countries deploy agents who inspect and supervise the loading of containers and secure them with additional seals of their own, and that must be inspected at destination for any tampering before in the case of Ghana. This is not so. We don't have agents all over. We have agents sitting in Ghana here. Ghana has since moved from pre-shipment inspection to amend the Import-Export Act to practice destination inspection. So you can go and ask, or you can go and Google of Ghana Import and Export Act. You will see that we have moved from pre-inspection to destination inspection. Our Contention are as follows, and I'm sure you all want to listen to what are the contentions. Do we want to listen to what are our contention? Statement by GRA stroke the consultant that they've engaged. This is what they tell us. Customs seeking to modernize its operations to facilitate the movement of legitimate trades in line with international best practices by partnering the consultant. I don't want to mention the name. I don't want to also cite contempt somewhere. Traders, they say partnering traders. Cargo tracking note is an old tool of 2002, basically introduced as security tool to secure supply chain. Our recommendation are that the modern tool for trade facilitating is enshrined in the trade facilitation agreement as entered into force globally on 22nd February 2017, rectified by Parliament of Ghana on the 4th of January 2017. So, yes, it was in 2002, it became an international convention. Ghana will have to implement it. So Ghana need Parliament of Ghana, as we do know, that if the country is contracting a loan outside or giving a contract to somebody outside, there must be a convention, an LI being passed by our Parliament. This was an international convention. Hence, Ghana need to implement it. It came in the same year, and the years you might take note. The policy came to force 22nd February 2017. Ghana rectified because Ghana is a signatory to WTO. And so Ghana rectified it in the same year, on the 4th of January 2017. It was approved. I think there is an error here because you cannot bring it on the February 22nd. So it was 1st April 2017. We can all cross-check. Yes, it's a typographical error. And I saw the GCNet man nodding his head. Ladies and gentlemen, because I've asked for time, and this is what Customs tell us, once implemented, the CTN will allow Ghana Customs and other stakeholders to commence the import review processes well advanced. And they talk about how traders pass and other things. So I can just tell you, I can just run you through. The current pass has the same tool in place, and the current work going on under the Trade Facilitation Agreement, of which Parliament of Ghana rectified on the 4th of January 2017, so that is the correct date, and entered into force and enforceable by law internationally on 22nd February 2017. Reference to Article 7, you can go and look for it. Article 7, release and clearance of goods. Pre-arrival processing 1.1, each member shall adopt or maintain procedures allowing all the submission of import documentation and other required information, including manifest, in order to begin processing prior to the arrival of the goods with a view to expedite the release of goods upon arrival. 1.2, each member shall, as appropriate, provide for advance lodging of document in electronic format for pre-arrival processing of such document. Even to further transparency is the modern tool for trade facilitation is enshrined in the Trade Facilitation Agreement as entered into force globally. The modern tool for trade facilitation is enshrined in Trade Facilitation Agreement as entered into force globally, and Parliament rectified. So, in addition, Custom Act 2015, you can go and look for it, ladies and gentlemen. Go and look for Custom Act 2015. You will see Act 891, Section 50, pre-entry. You will see all those things there. So we are not just making the talk. We are backed by these articles and conventions. Because Ajimine has brought in his decision, I still have so many areas that we would have highlighted to your understanding. But indeed, when we are done here, my PA is there. He will give you some of the few copies that we brought, so that you can make photocopies.
And you will have enough time, maybe during the Q&As, to respond to some of those.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Q back.